Hey there, fellow conscious explorer and creative soul seeker. Today we're going to dive into the incredible world of awareness and tuning into life's subtleties. You know, there are so many signs and things that are happening around us that are constantly whispering their messages of divine timing, divine alignment, all of these things, but sometimes we miss them, right? Well, don't worry. Today we're going to talk about how to cultivate the awareness and the patience to tune in and tap into this inner guidance that is always available for us. And think of it this way. Your life is like a radio, right? Like a radio station, and you have the power to choose the station that you want to hear. But if your tuner is set to the wrong frequency, you won't be able to catch the beautiful music that is playing on your desired channel. You got to find the sweet spot, and that's what we're talking about. How to become more aware, how to tune in and experience more of the peace and joy in your life that I know that you're looking for. I've got a few tips headed your way. Okay, so before we get into this conversation about tuning in and tapping into these subtleties that I believe ultimately help us to experience more joy and happiness in our life, let's first talk about our beliefs. Because I believe that our beliefs are holding active vibrations within us that are ultimately shaping our experiences. So if there's an active vibration about something that we don't want, it then interferes with the signal of what it is that we do want. We've talked about this a whole lot. I have on this channel, and for most of you all probably listening, you know about the law of attraction, right? This is no different. But in tuning in, you really have to be careful about your beliefs. And that is how you're able to tune in more closely. Put it to you this way. There's a way that we start to shut down the channels that we want that could be providing us with pertinent information and start tuning into what it is that we really do want to learn more about. So here's where it gets a bit tricky. When we try not to think about something, we end up thinking about it even more. It's like trying to avoid a pothole, but fixating on it. Like driving on the street and saying, oh, I don't want to hit a pothole, and then all of a sudden the pothole appears and boom, you're right in the middle of the hole. So how do we deactivate those unwanted thoughts and be able to tune into what it is that we really do want so we can call more of it into our life? It's by shifting our focus to what it is that we truly desire. The law of attraction loves to respond to the dominant vibration that we are emitting. It keeps dishing up more of what it is that we're ultimately focused on, both the wanted and the unwanted. And the funny thing is that sometimes we find ourselves thinking about the things that we don't want, and they keep showing up. It's because our focus is on the unwanted. And to deactivate the unwanted and make room for more of what it is that we do want, we need to quiet our minds. And this is where meditation comes in. Meditation is a beautiful way to slow down, to get quiet, to be present in the moment, and then to start to feel for the energy of becoming aware and what it is that we want to tune into. So I have a beautiful guided meditation series that is attuned to high frequency music that may help assist you. It's free and it's available at darieth.com/meditations. I encourage you to go there and set up your own account so you can return to the meditations anytime and receive the new ones regularly. All right, back to this regularly scheduled program. In the meantime, let's talk about being more aware and tuning in and finding more times that you can be at peace and in stillness in the moment. You could be quite intentional about finding a peaceful, quiet place. You might want to wear comfortable clothes and then focus on something subtle. Or you could simply just tune in to something that brings you peace, whether it's looking at a baby sleep, or maybe listening to the gentle hum of an air conditioning or a fan, even the hum of the refrigerator sometimes, or the rhythm of your own breath, maybe listening to the birds chirp, really being present to something that is really bringing you a feeling like you're tuning into that calmness and stillness. that is the key for you to get into alignment with that and to keep that steady attention on it and not be distracted by other things. And as you enter into this realm of stillness, even for just a moment, your body and your mind begins to relax and your vibration starts to rise. It's like releasing a cork held underwater. It naturally floats to the surface. You're getting in sync with your higher consciousness, that wise part of you that is connected to universal wisdom, love, source, God. And in this state, you're free from the noisy chatter of your habitual thoughts. Your higher consciousness can now gently whisper general guidance, and you can feel a sense of well-being overcoming you. You might feel like you're floating maybe, or a little euphoric, or simply at peace. It's truly a profound connection with the essence of who you are, a beautiful dance with the high frequency of your soul. So just start each morning, each day with at least 15 minutes of meditation. I find that the morning is really important when you first wake up because you don't have a lot of things that are going on just yet, and maybe you haven't begun the chatter of all the things that you don't want. Find the stillness within. Some days it might take a little bit longer for you to reach that state, but don't worry, it's a journey that is important, and you will eventually get to a place where meditating is like breathing. It's like bathing in a soothing resonance. You also will begin to notice how your vibration gradually begins to align with your higher consciousness. After a few days of this, I believe that something magical unfolds. Subtle thoughts start flowing to you, and you start to become just that much more connected to all there is. And remember that higher consciousness, your inner being, your higher self, divine wisdom, whatever you refer to it as, knows you better than anyone else. And more times that you can connect in stillness, in quiet, and tuning into the subtleties, finding the stillness in the quiet moments is a great way for you to connect and be in awareness. Your higher consciousness understands your desires and your beliefs and the perfect timing for everything. So trust the process. Embrace the soft allowing of your vibration to rise. And before you know it, you'll be dancing to the rhythm of inspired thoughts, effortlessly creating the life that you've always envisioned. Go ahead and embrace the power of being still and quiet, and meditate as often as you can. And this will open you up to exploring the depths of your consciousness. You're on an incredible journey, my friend. Self-discovery and creation is available at all times. So keep shining and keep shifting, my fellow conscious explorer and creative soul seeker. Your path is right here, and it's available for you. And more. Disclaimer. The Way of the Healer Conversation for Change podcast and its host and guests are providing this information for educational purposes only. We do not condone nor condemn the selling, purchase, or use of any substances that are considered outside of legal acquisition or usage. We encourage discretion and safety when involving yourself or others with substances and activities that are deemed illegal by your official local government laws and agencies. It is your responsibility to research and know applicable laws.